everybody, I'm Dr. Laina Schulman, chiropractor for 28 years, located in London, Ontario. And we have so many patients coming in with headaches these days and migraines from sitting at their desks too long and generally not being as active as they would like to be. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you the top 3 stretches. If you don't have much time, try these to not only prevent headaches, but also to get rid of them once you've got them. So we now know that 80 to 90% of all headaches are actually coming from the structures in your neck and in your shoulders, these structures in through here. So I'm going to show you how to stretch them out. So my first favorite stretch has to do with a muscle that runs from the very top of your shoulder blade, which is right there, the point of your shoulder blade, and you'll know when you find it because it'll be tender, and it runs all the way up to the base of your neck. So you probably can feel where your skull ends, right? You've got your skull comes around like this, where it meets your neck. And so we're going to be in this area, if this is my skull. So we're just going to be right under where the skull hits the neck and through there. That's the other area when we stretch this muscle we're going to be working on. So I always recommend when you stretch this muscle, you want to really keep that shoulder down. Let's say we're going to be stretching the right side. So there's a few ways you can do that. You can sit on your hand, you can grab your chair, or you can even put your arm behind your back. Anything that's going to keep this open. What we never want to do is do this kind of a thing while we're stretching. We really want to make sure we keep our posture open and our shoulder back and down, because sometimes these get caused because they're coming up and forward. So I'm just going to sit on my hand, so turning my hand up and sitting on it. And then I'm going to take my head and I'm just going to turn it, and I'm going to take my nose down on an angle as if I'm looking at my opposite hip. So right away, you should feel a stretch in that muscle. Feel free to wiggle your head back and forth until you find the exact position where you go, yep, that's the exact area that I want to stretch. And you can just hang out here and really relax and breathe. But if you want to take it a little deeper, there's 2 different ways to do it. One is use your opposite hand and find that top point of the shoulder that we talked about that's so tight. And then as you're stretching, give yourself a little bit of a massage. So just in small circles, as much or as little pressure as you want, and you're just going to massage that point. And you can do it going the other direction. You can do that as well. Another thing that you can do to make this even more intense is you can use your hand, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to trace that muscle from the point of my shoulder all the way up to the base of your skull that we chatted about. So I'm literally just going to do what they call stripping the muscle. I'm just going to put gentle traction with my hand as I pull, as I stretch, again, shoulder down, looking at my opposite hip. I'm just going to pull up with this hand all the way up, right to the base of my neck. So this is a really great routine that you can do with your head down. You can also just try this if it feels more comfortable with your head up, like this. Another way that you can do this stretch is you can use something called a gua sha stone. I actually love this gua sha stone. So it's designed for scraping. And so a lot of people will use it as a beauty routine, but can also really be helpful for headaches. So you just let your head come down and you're literally just pulling the muscle up. I'll link one below so you can figure out where to buy a gua sha stone. All the way up to the base of that skull that we're talking about. That feels really good, by the way. And one other thing that you can do if you want to try it with this stretch is that as your head's down, you can use your fingers to reach up and over and really get the base of that skull and actually lift. So I'm just pulling this, so I'm not yanking my head down so much as I'm pulling my skull up off my neck. So my shoulder's going down and the base of my skull, hopefully you can see that with my fingers, is coming up, and just pulling that longer, creating a nice, gentle stretch. Again, you can do this a little bit more to the side. You can try it. You can do it a little bit more in an angle down. You'll stretch all the little muscles that attach onto the base of the neck. And that's that first stretch. So really make sure that you're breathing while you're doing that, of course. Nice gentle breaths for 30 to 40 seconds. Relax and then repeat whichever version you think feels the best for you. So now I'm going to show you the second stretch, and the second stretch has to do with stretching out the muscles in the front part of your neck that tend to get really tight when we're on our computers and our devices a lot. And so the way that you locate that muscle is actually you're just going to turn your head to the side, and you see how you can see this muscle popping out and through here? This is the area where we're going to work on. So picture an area from behind, just behind my ear, all the way to the front of where you can see the edge of that muscle is. That's the area that we're going to be working on, and we're going to be working on it all the way down to where it meets our collarbone and through here. And so for this, what you can do again is you can sit on your hand, or you can I'm going to grab my chair for this one. And all that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my head and I'm going to turn away and slightly up. So even just doing that gives me a great stretch right down this side. But if I want to increase it, again, I can use my hand, and we're going to do 3 different swipes. So I'm going to use 3 fingers. I'm going to go just behind my ear, and I'm just gently tractioning it and pulling it, giving it a massage all the way down to the collarbone. When you get to the collarbone, you can add just a little bit of traction. You'll really feel that increase the stretch. Now we're going to do the middle of the muscle, which is more sort of right under the ear and a little bit in front of the ear, pulling it all the way down to the collarbone. And now we're going to do the front part of the muscle. So again, this is more under the angle of the jaw and pulling it all the way down to the collarbone. This is also great for lymphatic drainage. And again, this is something you could use something like a gua sha stone for. So you could just use the gua sha stone to pull this all the way down. Pulling it all through there. So that's another really great stretch that you can do. My second favorite stretch for headaches. And the last one actually has to do with massaging out the muscles of the face. So if you're someone who suffers from headaches, you know that it feels like you desperately just want a face and scalp massage. And so the way that you can do that yourself, we're just going to be working on all the area in through here, getting rid of some of the tension, is I'm going to have you're going to make a fist with your hands, but you're going to pull out your index fingers. So your index fingers are going to be like a tool for us, and your thumbs are going to be out. So try to do that with your hands. And then we're just going to be tracing along our orbit. So you can feel the bone at the bottom, sort of top of your cheekbone, but bottom of the eye socket. And all you're going to do is you're going to start between your eyes, and you're just going to add some pressure along the orbit. You're going to pull it all the way up to your temples. When you get to your temples, you're going to do little circles. So you can repeat that as many times as you want. That tends to feel really good. Little circles. I'm going really quickly for the sake of the video, but I would do this slowly, and I would repeat this more than I'm doing it. And now we're going to do the top of the orbit. So you're going to start with your eyebrows. Again, using those index fingers, doing the top of the eyebrow, out to the temples, and adding little circles. And I would just work your way all the way up your forehead. So just higher and higher. So 3 or 4 sweeps all the way to the temples. You can feel some of the pressure come out of the forehead. This feels good every time. And the last one I would do right along the hairline. So I'm just sweeping along the hairline with my index fingers, adding some pressure, and giving myself a bit of a massage into my temples. And then last but not least, while you're in this position, you're just going to take those index fingers, put them on your forehead, and with your thumbs, just really apply some pressure right up and through here. Just give yourself circles back and forth. You can just hold it or keep rotating. You'll feel how good that feels. And that will take a lot of the pressure out of your face. So again, if you do or are someone who happens to have a gua sha stone, you can do the exact same thing with the stones, right? So you would just most of them have this lovely little lip that you can use. So you can go right along the side of your orbit, up to your temple. You can do the top of your forehead like this, or you can use the smooth part of the stone to do it that way as well. So whether you like your fingers or you enjoy using gua sha stone, it doesn't really matter. It's the pressure that will take things out, take the tension out of your face. If you felt tenderness along your neck at any point when you were doing that, chances are you've got something out of alignment in your neck, because that's usually what's causing most of the headaches and the muscle tension. If that's the case, give our office a call. And if you mention this video, I'd be more than happy to check it out for you at no fee and just let you know if I found something. Other than that, if you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you would click the like button and subscribe to our channel. Have a great day.